Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Monday, December 28th, 2020. We are in the final hour of the trading day. We're in the first day of the last trading week of the year. So this is the last trading week of the year. Circling back to the last hour, as you know, the last hour is my favorite time to make my buying and selling decisions for all my swing trades, because during the day you have the algorithms, you have the day trades. They are the ones that are in control of the price, and I consider it mainly noise. At the end of the day, you have the large financial institutions coming in with size. They're dealing with the most money, very smart people, best technology, best information, and they start to make the majority of their buying and selling decisions right there at the end. So in the long run, in my opinion, there is an edge in following what the large financial institutions do to make your buying and selling decisions. So thank you all for coming today. I appreciate it. I always look forward to seeing everyone. I'm very grateful that we have such a great group. So many people contribute, share trades, share poems, share good insight, good information. So thank you as always for coming. All right. Well, today the Dow Jones is currently up 243 points. It's up 0.81%. Nice move up there. NASDAQ up 123 points, up 0.96%. And the S&P is up 36.19 points, up 0.98%. So almost up a full percent. So I hope everybody had a good holiday. They had a nice extended holiday weekend. Got to spend time with your friends and your family. Hopefully you did a little study on your charts in between all of that. But here is the plan for today. First of all, we're going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, we're going to come back, take a look at my current positions, talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, how I'm going to manage them going forward. I did have a few day trades today. I'm going to share those with you. After that, we're going to go over the board. We're going to take a look at your current positions, talk about when you bought them, where you bought them, and we're going to see how they're doing. After that, I usually talk a little bit about trader psychology, but I found a chart that I'm obsessed with that I want to show you. Not in the trading psychology standpoint, although I guess everything kind of circles back to trading psychology one way or another, but it's a chart that I really wanted to show you that I discovered over the weekend. So we'll spend a few minutes on that. After that, I have gone down through my watch list. I've gone down through the results of Kamal's scanner. I have 3 requirements whenever I look to enter a trade. First requirement, good confluence of combinations of signals on multiple time frames, ideally, right? I want to look for a combination or confluence of indicators lining up on multiple time frames to tell me that there's multiple groups of buyers coming in. Secondly, I have to have a good risk to reward ratio. It's very, very important. If I'm going to risk $100, I want to be able to make 200 or more to the upside minimum. And then number 3, always take a minute, take a look at your current positions, see how correlated they are. Do you have a little diversity in your holdings? Is everything correlated in one industry? That's great if it goes up, but it's not so great if it goes down. So in the long run, I think it's a good piece of advice to take different type of positions, different type of stocks, and different type of industries, and even get outside of equities such as gold, bonds, silver, something like that, to diversify it up a little bit more. And then always position size based upon what the volatility is. A lot of traders that I see do not even think about this, but you have to look at the current volatility in basing your decision on how many shares you're going to buy. All right. I mean, if you buy 100 shares and the volatility is low, and then the volatility increases 3 times and you still buy 100 shares, it's not like you're buying 100 shares anymore. It's like you're buying 300 shares. So always keep that in mind. So I'm going to go down through the candidates that I've identified. I'm going to go through each one with a fine-tooth comb. At the end of the day, if I find one that meets all 3 of those requirements, I will purchase it for a swing trade right before the close of the market. Then after the market closes, if you have any questions for me, please let me know. I'm happy to answer. If you need any clarification, please let me know. If there's any stock symbols that you'd like to get my opinion on before the market closes, go ahead, put them in the chat. Just put an asterisk or emoji by it so I know it's time sensitive. And then last but not least, if you have any new entries or exits for me today that you would like me to update on the board, if you could please wait till the end of the day so that before you tell me what they are, so that the markets close, pressure's off, I'm done teaching and trading. Okay, so hang tight. I'm going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer, and I will be back in about 40 seconds. Thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. All right, let's see who is visiting today. Lava74 is here. Hey, Lava, good to see you as always. Let me check. Do I have my microphone on? I do. Nice to see you, Lava. Steve Burns, hello, my friend. Good to see you. Hope you and the Holly and the dogs had a nice holiday. You spent some time relaxing, enjoying each other's company. And thank you, as always, Steve, for visiting us in the live stream. It's a big deal for me, and I know it is for everyone else. Steve says, welcome to the last trading week of 2020. That's exactly right. Yep, that's what I was saying at the beginning. This is the last trading week. What a last trading week of the year. What a year, huh? Unbelievable. But thanks, Steve, for coming by. Johan is here. Hello, Mr. Johan. Good to see you. Hope you're having a nice evening in Hong Kong. Ranger Trader is here. What's up, Jesse? Good to see you, my friend. Hope you and the family had a good Christmas and everyone's safe, doing well, and that you're doing well. And we'll have to catch up soon. I'd like to hear about what's going on with your trading. But thanks for coming today, Jess. I appreciate it. Evan is here. Good afternoon. Hello, Evan. Good to see you. Brian is here. Hey, Bri. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Tracy. Hi, Tracy. Good to see you. If Paxton is there, please give him my best. Jatin says hello. Good afternoon, sir. Hello, Jatin. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Ramble is here. Hey, Ramble Ron. Good to see you, bud. Thanks for coming. Steve says, Amazon finally triggered my 550 and 1030 EMA signals after 125 move today. This may trigger my entry today if it doesn't become too overbought. Okay, so let me write that down. 520 and 1030. So we'll take a look at that one for sure. Thanks for letting us know, Steve. Steve says, I'm glad I got out of beyond with the cross under. What a chart plunge. Yeah, I saw that. We're going to go over that. Yes, that was a good move, Steve. I mean, good discipline. You bought a little bit before the end of the day. It crossed under. You had the discipline to get out, and you avoided a huge move to the downside. So congratulations. Good trade, as Kamal and I always say. Whether it's a win or a lose, if you followed your rules, it's a good trade. Jatson said, exited FVRR at 210, trail stop pit. Sounds good. Glad you followed your trade. Please remind me at the end, Jatin. Frank is here. Good to see you, Frank. Hope you're doing well, sir. Hope you had a nice holiday. David is here. Hi, Greg and Group. Hello, Mr. David. Good to see you. Appreciate you being here as always. Daniel is here. Hi, everyone. First time. Nice to see you, Daniel. Thank you for coming. If there's anything I can help you with, please let me know. And Michael is here. Hello, Greg and all from Germany. Guten Tag, Michael. Danke. Appreciate that. Thank you for coming. And if there's anything I can help you with, please let me know as well. Okay. All right. Well, let's turn to the charts. Take a look at current positions. It's been a good day today. I'll tell you that. Let's see, who else bought this? Johnson. All right. So Johnson and I bought MasterCard Thursday at 335.68. It had a nice higher low V2 here. And if you remember, one of the main reasons I bought it was because it was still under the 1030 EMA crossover. So the crossover was still good. And then we got another supporting signal with a higher low V2. 2, I bought it at 335.68, sold part of my position today at 339.24, sold another part at 342.48, and we're closing in on that third profit target. Anytime I can hit 3 profit targets, that is a good day, but it's up 2.57%. So congratulations, Johnson. And Johnson also sold put spreads 330, 320s expiring December 31st. So in 3 days, if it doesn't go down to 330, Johnson will be able to keep all his money. And we had somebody else on here too. Gary sold credit spreads, MasterCard, January 15th. So he's got a couple weeks at 290. So he's got a lot of protection from 290 to 344. So we're all having a good day on MasterCard. And with any luck, maybe we can hit that top profit target. Ollie. Johnson and I also bought Ollie back here. Nice setup, bullish engulfing bar, rejection of the third ATR channel, rejection of the 200. Bought it here at 79.50, moved up nicely. I did sell half here on this rejection of the 200-day moving average, but I kept the other half. Did hit another profit target here at 83.95. It did reject the 200 again today, but I've already used up my rejection of the 200, but it is up 1.76% today. That was the wrong tool. But currently from entry to current price, it's up 5.34%. So not too shabby. SPY, nice overnight SPY trade. As you know, I buy the SPY every day at the close. I hold it overnight. I sell it first thing the next morning at the open. I bought this Thursday's close at 369 even, sold it this morning at 371.81. So a beautiful overnight SPY trade, and this has been a good trade so far this year. It started out horribly. If any of you have been following, you know, but it came back and went into the green. So happy for that, and happy for this nice gap day. I will be buying this again today at the close. TGT. All right, so we have Karen, Brian, Johan, and Ava. Nice return to value, sideways motion, V1, bought here at 171.64. It's just moved up ever since. Of course, I scale out whenever it moves up. It's up 0.83% today. I did hit a profit target at 176.99, and this trade so far is up 2.83% from entry. So that's nice. USO down a little bit today. I did buy it here at 30.97. It's 32.58. So currently this trade is up 4.71%. I did buy it, however, on the monthly chart with the under the negative third, over the negative third, under the 30, over the 30, and a V2. So this month so far, I bought it the last day of last month. It is up 5.2%. Has not hit a profit target, but it's hard to hit profit targets on a monthly. I mean, they're big profit targets when you do. But this one down a little bit today, but still nicely up on the trade. Google, I did sell puts on Google expiring June 18th, $1,170 puts, currently at $1,777.46. It's up 2.5% today. I picked the $1,170 strike price because of the support of the 200 on the weekly above it, and that dovetails nicely with the support of the -1 ATR channel and the 50-month moving average. So this one's up nice. It's almost up I've almost got about 1/4% of the premium just in a week. And these expire in June. So great day today. That one's doing really well. Alibaba. I did enter a new position today on Alibaba. I did sell puts. I sold the June 18th $130 put. So I have about $90 of protection. I got $299 per contract. The delta's 5, which means there's about a 5% chance that it will go down there. As long as it stays above $130 by June 18th, I'll be able to keep the premium. Annualized return on this for selling this premium is 4.5%, which is not bad, right? Especially with 41% protection. I did pick the $130 price because of the previous low here, the -1 ATR channel on the quarterly, on the monthly, down here near the -3rd ATR channel, and on the weekly past this right about the 6-day TR channel. So that one's nice as well. We'll see. Doesn't mean it can't go get down there. I didn't take a huge position. I just when I sell puts, I like to just kind of dip my toe in, do a little bit here, a little bit there, so I don't really have to worry about it. But this one's up nicely as well. On to day trades. Home Depot. I bought Home Depot here on the 5-day chart with the under 200, over 200, under the negative, under the 30, over the 30. I bought it here at 270.27. Held my stop, which was the 200. Had a nice big up move here. I did take off half of my position there. Then we had another big move, another thrust up, took off another half of the position at 270.68, and then it came back down to my entry point. So I got in here at 270.27. I got out a half at 270.49. I got a half at 270.68, and then the remaining quarter, when it got back to my entry, I got out. So nice profitable trade on Home Depot. And then Tesla. Had a nice trade on Tesla here. Rejection of the -1 ATR channel, V1, rejection of the previous low of the range. Got in at 667.18. Had a nice up bar here at 668.91. Had another big thrust up bar here at 670.94. Then I had a close below the previous day's low at I can't tell those two apart. 666.85. So rejection of the -1 ATR channel, V1, false breakout to the downside, sold on strength, and then a close below the previous day's low. And then let's see. No, wasn't that. That must have been it. Yep, that must have been it. But anyway, so far so good. Really great trading day. Oh, is the VIX. That's what, yeah. All right. I did have a small losing trade on VIX. I took this higher low V1 here at 1666. MACD was green, higher low, looked good. Then it closed below halfway of the washout bar. So I got in at 1666 and I got out at 1663. So it was only a 3-cent loss, but that's what you need to do in trading, everybody. You need to keep those losses small and let those winners run. So fantastic day all the way around. Karen, good to see you, Karen. Let's see what Karen wants to look at. EQR. So we have a close above the 200-day moving average, although we had a close on Friday. The only thing I would be concerned about here from a technical standpoint, right now it's a 5102 RSI, Karen. If so, it's certainly above 50. It closed below 50, I would be a little concerned. We have gone quite a long way from the downside. Me personally, I probably wouldn't buy this here. I'd wait for a couple days down and look for a higher low V1 or V2. A higher low V1 or V2 has a lot more chance of being able to trend. My concern is that this will falter soon and come back down. Frank has a poem. Let's see what Frank has to say. Let me paste this over here. I know this one's going to be good. Frank says, it's been said comfort is the enemy of progress. But in trading, that may not be right, or even flash a red light. Trading in a zone with methods tested and known is the best way to grow the money you own. That's good. That's great. It's been said comfort is the enemy of progress. But in trading, that may not be right, or even flash a red light. Trading in a zone with methods tested and known is the best way to grow the money you own. That's true. You got to have an edge, something that's tested and known, right? And usually you have to be patient for those. Thank you so much, Frank. Hope you had a nice Christmas, my friend. And thank, as always, for these wonderful poems. Bob is here. Hello, everyone. Good to see you. David says out of SE today. Okay, I'm about to go over those. But, Dave, if you don't mind, remind me at the end so I make sure I get these all taken care of correctly. Let me take a look over here. Give me one little second. Okay. All right, let's take a look. Apple having a huge day today, up 3.99%. Frank is in at $111. It's $137. He's up $26 on this trade. Fantastic, Frank. Q's. Frank has a trailer, 10% trailer from 284.60. Jatin is in at 302.30, so both are nicely up on the trade and up on the day. AMD, Ramble Ron bought AMD at 91.05. It's currently 91.66, so slightly in the money, but it is down a little bit today, but he is in the money on the position. Microsoft, another big day. Yas bought Microsoft at 213.82. It's 225.57, up 1.27% on the day, and nicely up on the trade. FVRR, who mentioned that? Jatin. Oh yeah, Jatin bought at 208.60. It's down 6.91% today, and Jatin told me he got out of that. So let's just take that one off the board. IAU. Frank bought IAU, which is gold, at 17.54. Ran up nicely, had a little bit of a pullback, was up higher today. Now it's negative, but Frank did sell half, so that's good, but he's still up on the trade, just a little down on the day. Baba, we talked about that. Oh, I'm sorry. Bob is in Baba at 253.31. So Bob, I think you're still in it. I'm not sure. Maybe you didn't catch the show last time and let us know. But anyway, let me know if you're still in Baba or not. Of course, Baba had all that news recently. Beyond Meat. All right, this is what Steve was talking about. There was a 520 cross here that Steve took before the close of the market. When it closed, right as it was closing, it closed under. So we hurry and got out for a small loss. Thankfully, look at this. It's down 6.96% today. So I have Brian in it still. Brian, I don't know. I think you mentioned to me that you got out of all your positions, and I hope you are out of this one before today. FSLR, Yas got in FSLR at 90.98. It's currently 101.22. It is down on the day, but he is up on the trade. So congratulations, Yas. DocuSign. Well, Yas bought DocuSign back here at 224.12. It's been a nice move up, kind of volatile. He only had a third of a position because he scaled out, which I'm glad to see. It is down 5.29% today, but he only has a third left, so I'm glad to see that. ALGN, Jatin bought this all the way back here at 441. He sold half at 521. And it is down a little bit today, but he still has half, and it's right about 521.20 right now. So down on the day, but definitely up on the trade. TWOU, Johan bought at 34.24. Has had a beautiful move up. It is down a little bit today, but he's had a stellar trade on this. THO, Ava bought THO at 98.30. It's 98.58. It's down 3.7% today. She is still slightly up on the trade, but it is down today. Bob bought Ride at 19.31. It's 22.05. It's up 1.52% just today and up nicely on the trade. TTCF, beautiful trade. Every time I see this, I'm just in awe. Johan, beautiful trade with the close above the 200. MACD was positive. Perfect. 1566, great risk to reward ratio. it just went like a rocket ship up. It is down 5.69% today, but Johann is still nicely in the money, obviously. Workhorse, Quad, Johann, and Yas did buy Workhorse at 23.27. It's currently 21.59, so it is down 5.96% today. So down on the day and down on the trade for Quad, Johann, and Yas. Car, Frank bought Car at 37.60. It's 37.99. It is up 0.25% today, and he is up on the trade still. DKNG, Jackson bought DKNG at, oh, yeah, I know. Let's see. He bought some at 35.67. He bought the other at 51.06. It is down 5% today. So he's up from his 35.67s and he's down a little bit from his 51.06s. But all in all, this definitely is a nice positive trade so far for Jackson, although it is down just a bit today. AYX, Johann, another nice Johann trade. 119.15, moved up nicely, but today down 2.98%, but still up on the trade. AN, Frank bought AN at 66.88. It's 68.78. So that's up nice for Frank on the trade and on the day. Congratulations, Frank. NEE, Johann and Quad bought NEE at 74.70 at 77.25. It's up 0.36% today and up on the trade. Facebook, big day. Jackson bought Facebook at 282.97. It's 276.66, so still down on the trade, but up on the day and getting closer back to his entry point. Teladoc, Frank bought Teladoc here, I think, Frank, at 182. Is that right? I think that's the only one I have left here. Is it 182? It's 196.77. These kind of stocks getting hit today, down 5.39%, but still up on the trade. We're getting there. Beyond Meat, we already talked about. PTON, Yas bought PTON back here at 115.97. It's 153.02. It's down 5.94% today, but it is still up 24.42% on the trade. And last but not least, oh, this is the one David was telling me about. Yep, David bought it 193.10. Oof, down 6.38% today. So down on the day, down on the trade. Let's get rid of that one right away, Dave, shall we? All right. Johnson's here. Hey, bud. Good to see you. Jatton says, I'm in Apple at 123. Okay, I'm sorry about that. I do my best to keep these all updated, but sometimes some of them get away from me. You know what I mean? Nice trade, Jatton. Jatton at 123. One, two, three. We'll try it again. Nice trade. Very good, sir. Bob says, no, I got out of Baba in Beyond Meat Thursday. Oh, thank God. I'm glad to hear that, Bri. I'm glad to hear that. Okay. Well, I did sell some bearish credit spreads on Beyond Meat. So now that everybody's out of Beyond Meat, I can say that. I sold credit spreads up here to 165. So I want it to go down. So it is going down. So we'll see. You never know. But I'm really glad to hear that, Bob, that you're out. All right. So listen, this is a chart that I saw this weekend on Twitter, and I wanted to share it with you. Here is the fear and greed over time. Here is extreme fear. Here is extreme greed. right? And you can see we are definitely up in the extreme greed section, right? By the way, this is from Cam Hui, CFA at Humble Student. I just recently got turned on his channel. I really like it. So show him some love at Humble Student on Twitter. He has really great charts, and I love really great charts. But again, extreme greed up here, extreme fear down here. These are the readings. I think this is a CNN reading or fear and greed index. But do you notice anything? Here we are with the market high. Here we were 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 with the market high. Do you notice the first move up doesn't go down? You need a move down and then a retest, and then it came down. You came up, you came down, you had a retest, then the market came down. You went up, it didn't move, you came down, you had a retest, then the market came down. Obviously here you have a high reading. It didn't go to the downside. We had one sell-off. Market didn't come down in the extreme greed section. Came up, made a second peak. Then the market had a huge sell-off. Well, look where we're at. We're at the top. We have a high extreme fear greed reading up here. The reading came down. The market didn't move down. So it's possible. I mean, based upon the trend of this, it's possible that we are back up here today with this big move. So something I just wanted to point out to everybody. I hope that makes sense. But you know, when you have the high fear and greed reading, usually that first one, the market doesn't come down. It comes, then the reading comes down. Then if you go back up and test that and fail, that's usually when you get the follow through. And I mean, it makes sense from a technical standpoint, right? You're getting a double top, not necessarily in price, but in this reading. So this really, really stuck out to me. And so please, everybody, be careful, because right now, you know, if we looked at this fear and greed reading, I'll bet you it's a double top. And every time you have that double top, it has come down. Doesn't mean it's going to work this time, obviously, right? Doesn't mean it's going to work this time, but something to consider. And Cam says, time for another year-end FOMO stampede. Well, he wrote this December 12th. So yeah, he was right. But anyway, if you have any questions about that, let me know. But I did see that, and it really jumped off the screen at me. And so, you know, as always, be careful, but even more careful, because this has been pretty accurate. And I would say right now we are up here testing that fear and greed again for the second time, which, based upon what we see here on this chart, usually you get a drawdown after that. Quad, buddy, what's happening? Good. Happy Monday, Greg and the Gossets. Thank you, Quad. Jackson says, Greg, sir, you somewhat sound like Mr. Mark Douglas. Well, I take that as a compliment, because Mark Douglas is one of my favorite authors. I think I've probably learned the most from him in the psychology department with his book, Trading in the Zone. So any new traders out there, if you have not read Trading in the Zone, it's free up on YouTube. You can just listen to the audio version. All right. So thank you, Jackson. I appreciate that. All right. Let's take a little look, see what is happening before we start looking at new trades. All right. So MasterCard doing very well. Did it get to my profit target? High 345.59. Oh, 345.72. So my third profit target, it looks like it, right? But it's not there. My profit target is 345.72. So it has to get there. It looks like it got close, but didn't. Ollie, real quick. Ollie's been doing well, up 1.49% today. It's great. Looks like SPY is sold off a little bit from the top. Had the nice overnight SPY trade. Target doing very well. Now, Target has moved more than 1.5 ATRs from my entry. So if I do get a close below the previous day's low, I will get out of half. But currently it looks okay. But if I get a close below the previous day's low, I'll have to sell half of my target. But great trades so far. USO down today, but still nicely up on the trade. Google, of course, huge day today, doing very well for my For my puts that I sold at 1170, expiring June 18th. Alibaba, of course, I initiated a new put on Alibaba, selling puts, not buying puts, down to $130. Pretty good, 5% delta, 4.5% annualized return, 41% protection. Home Depot, I had the day trade, so I can get rid of Home Depot. Oh, we have VIX. I forgot to go over VIX. Let's see. Bump, bump, bump. Okay, so we have quad in VIX at 1991. We have Gary in VIX at 1723. Now, Gary did sell half of his position on the big move up, which I think is smart. You know, if you follow my day trades, you'll know that whenever there's a big kind of impulse, big, strong candle that moves up, it's, you know, bigger than one ATR, I tend to usually take a little profits into that strength, and that's what Gary did there. So I imagine Gary is still profitable on this trade. Quad says workhorse must have hoof rot because it's not performing today. Yeah, it's not. It is definitely not. Look at Beyond Meat. Wow. Wow. So everybody's out of Beyond Meat, right? So we'll take that off. Looks like there's a little bit of selling here at the end of the day. All right, let's take a look at some potentials here today. Here's Ultra Salon Cosmetic and Fragrance. I mean, I kind of like this. I like this because we have a higher low V2. We've closed above the 50. We took this fractal out. A fractal is a high with two lower highs to the left, two lower highs to the right. So this is the fractal that was triggered today. It's a little bit of a move though, right? It's a touch on the chasey side, as Kamal and I would say. But I like the crossover. I like the fractal. I like the strong volume. So what my inclination is on this trade today is to take a half a position if I take it. And then if it comes back down, holds the halfway of the washout bar, I'll add my second half. But that's a pretty good procedure when I like something that's maybe a little extended too much for the day. Who knows? It could go racing up tomorrow. And if it does, I want to have a little bit of the position. Actually, I don't care. If it came back down, held the halfway, then I just buy my second half of my position. It seems like I'm averaging down, which in a way I am, but I'm not averaging down after I took a full position and adding more, right? It's part of my plan. So I kind of do like Ultra today, or ULTA, but if I do buy it because of the 520 crossover, because of the higher low V2, because of the break of the fractal, if I do buy this today, it will just be a half a position. Amazon, big day today. So Steve was mentioning Amazon. So let's take a look. 520. Oh, I was looking at the wrong chart. 1030 EMA and 550 SMA. Where is my 550? Oh, here it is. So on mine, Steve, the 550 triggered back on the 18th. I don't know why our charts are off. Big, strong day, obviously, a lot of volume for sure, and Amazon can trend. This is a little high for me. It's already rejected the second ATR channel, and from my charts, it looks like the 520 happened back over here. So I'll probably be passing on that one. Casey, General Stores. Nice false breakout to the downside and a V1. It's 49.30, so it is finding some rejection at the 50. KC General Stores, I already have Target, so I already have some retail, so I think I'll pass on KC. AMT, American Tower Corporation, we have a positive MACD crossover. I don't like this big down bar. We haven't been able to get outside of the range, so I'm going to pass on AMT as well. VMW, again, big down bar. You know, if we have big down bars on a lot of volume, it's going to be tough to get above the 50% mark of that down bar. So, you know, there is the down bar. You can see every time we've got to the 50% retracement of that fib number here, we failed. So doesn't mean it can't move up in the future, but I'm going on what's happening here. So I don't like that. Band, oh my. Yeah, I don't see anything there at all. Gilead, kind of making a little bit of a range here, but down again today. Oh, it looks like we're flirting with the 30 RSI. I don't think it went under the 30, however, though. So I would prefer to see a real test under the 30 RSI and then close back over with the V1 or a V2 and a false breakout. So that's my take on Gilead. XLNX, return to value. We have sideways motion. This is perfect, right? Above the value zone, back into the value zone, sideways motion. This is set up for a trade, but I need a V1 or a V2 to get into the trade. I need a trigger, so that one's not there. I'll have to watch that one tomorrow. FU2, it is a V1, but it's not in the value zone. It didn't reject the 30 RSI. It rejected the 50-day moving average above it, so I don't like anything there. EQIX, a lot of sideways motion here, but no clear signal. RHI, Robert Half International. I always see this stock. I wonder what they do. Yeah, I don't see anything there. Jets. Speaking of the Jets won their second game in a row. I'm not a huge Jets fan, but I saw that they were like 13-0. And I felt bad for them, and now they've come back and won 2 weekends in a row. So glad for the Jets and Jets fans. But as far as the Jets ETF, I don't see anything here. Facebook is interesting, has a V2 on the weekly, has a bullish engulfing bar on the daily. So let's move Facebook over to the possible level. UNG, boy, this is a scary chart to trade. UNG is very scary, but we do have a double bottom with the bullish divergence. We have a low with deep MACD bars. Deep red MACD bars. We rallied into green, obviously. We are now lower than this low over here, but you see how we don't even have any red bars? This is called the double bottom with the bullish divergence and a missing right shoulder, and I believe it did go under 30 over 30. Yeah, it did, but UNG really scares me. So I'm going to pass. I mean, that it is a legitimate signal with the double bottom, with the bullish divergence. There's a huge old gap there. You know, when there's big gaps, I like to wait for a second big gap before I get involved. I think that takes a little bit of the anxiety out after you've had a second big gap. That's why I waited to sell puts on Alibaba today as well. So double bottom, bullish divergence, missing right shoulder, test of the 30. I mean, it's all there, but this volume here and this big gap concerns me. So I'm going to pass. I'm going to be a little careful on this, and I would suggest everybody else be careful as well. And WM, I don't really see anything on WM. So that would come back down to Ultra or Facebook. Let me run some numbers on Facebook here. And what I'm doing is I'm taking my maximum allowed loss, I'm dividing it by the value of the two ATRs, which is 1571. So let's just say, for instance, my maximum allowed loss on any one trade was $2,000. Okay, so I would take $2,000, divide it by the value of the two ATR, which is 1571. That's going to tell me to buy 127 shares of this. And, you know, where would I get 2,000? Well, let's say I had $200,000 in my trading account and I was risking 1%. 1% of 200,000 would be 2,000. I take 2,000, divide it by the value of the two ATR, and then it takes care of everything. It adjusts for volatility, the recent volatility, adjusts for the ranges of the bar. And, you know, if it goes down then $15.71 below my entry, then I've lost 2,000. But that doesn't happen very often, but it does happen. But of course, that's your emergency stop. End of day stop, you know, this makes it difficult for what the end of day stop is on this. It is technically a V1. Let me see, the low 266.21, 265.16. So if I do take Facebook today, probably right about here. Basically, if it loses the 50 RSI, that is where I would just call it as an incorrect trade. But Ultra, under 50, over 50, crossover, increased volume, V2, fractal. I think I'm going to go with Ultra rather than Facebook. A lot of volume on Facebook too, and the week looks pretty good. It's in the value zone. Yeah, that's a tough one, but I'm not going to take both. But I would say Ultra has more buy signals. So I'm just going to concentrate on Ultra. But a half a position, just to be clear, it's going to be half. And there is a 17-cent spread on that, by the way. But again, half a position, fractal, 520 crossover, V2, higher low V2, rejection of the -1 ATR channel, and an under 50, over 50, and the 520 cross. So there's a lot going on there. There's a lot going on there with that trade. Okay. Jatson says, yes, that's obviously a compliment. Would recommend everyone to hear his story and how the chairman of the Chicago Board of Trade placed a sell order of 2 million beans at the market. Wow. Yep, it's a great book called Trading in the Zone. It is free. Steve is long Amazon, 3288.96 on the 550 SMA and 1030 EMA crossover. This is a momentum trend trade. Okay, sounds good. Let's see how things are going here. MasterCard's fine. Ollie is fine. SPY off the high. We'll be buying that for the overnight SPY trade. TGT is doing fine. Get rid of my Tesla. Oh, and I think I forgot Tesla for Jatson. Jatson bought Tesla at $639.90. It's $666. So very nice, Jatson. then all right. By the way, I'm going to be a guest on Michael Lamont's podcast. It's a great podcast. It's actually a webinar, so you can log on to the webinar and you can ask me questions, all that kind of stuff. I will share. It's the Trader's Mind Chat podcast, and so I'm going to be a guest. It's on January 5th, so I won't post anything now, but as we get closer, I will post and let you know in case you're interested in joining that podcast that I'm going to be interviewed on. So VIX is making a new high on the day. Look at that. Boom, boom, boom. Apple selling off here a little bit at the end. Qs. You know, one thing I want to point out that I've been watching this whole time on the Qs, this is very striking to me. Do you see how we go up? We're making higher and higher, new highs, new highs, new highs on the 5-minute. No green whatsoever. Look at the slope of the MACD moving averages and look at the histogram. So this said to me, you know, it's very strong, but the divergences are huge. And this is not surprising me at all that we're having a bit of a breakdown here. Jackson says, I'm adding on Facebook now. Average price is 280. Okay, sounds good. Remind me at the end though, Jackson. Oh, I guess I better buy ULTA before it gets too late. Oh, I have enough time. I have enough time for sure. Greg, if you're getting close to a potential big downtrend in the market, would it be a good time to go long on VIX? If you know for sure a big downtrend's coming, then yes, that would be very good to go long VIX. But unfortunately, we don't know that's happening. I mean, there's some signs, 100% sure. There are signs from technical indicators that we're quite overbought. But, you know, overbought can go on and be overbought for a long time. So I would be very careful. I think you already have some VIX quad. But, I mean, the answer is if we did have a big down market, would you want to be long VIX? Yeah, 100%. But we don't know for sure. So, you know, you could express your trade for a big down market by shorting the market, buying puts, buying VIX. Doesn't have to be just buying VIX. But on the other hand, it's a very strong market. We're making all-time highs. It's kind of a tough one. All right, looks like we have 5 minutes to go. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get ready to buy my ULTA half a position now. 20-cent spread here, so let me see if I can get in the middle. $95 is not taking. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . I'll go 278 even. Oh, I did get the 95s. All right, good. All right. VIX or Quad says he's already long with the over 30 still hanging on until it untriggers. Okay, good. You're following your plan. That's great. Okay. All right, so I'm all taken care of. Give me 1 sec. I need to move the dog around. So you can watch the end of the market in peace. I'll be back in about 1 minute. You know, Quad, if you're still out there, one thing though, I know the VIX hasn't gone back under the 30 RSI, but I'm pretty sure that it has moved 2 ATRs from your entry. So, you know, theoretically, your 2 ATR maximum stop should have probably kicked in because the 2 ATR is 158 from your entry, and that was way up here at about $18.44. So that's not clear. Let me know. All right, we've got about 30 seconds left. Three, two, one. All right, so great day, really good day. Let's see, on my SPY, overnight SPY trade, I got filled at 372.17, and on my ULTA, I got filled at 665.95. So overnight SPY, move that over there, get rid of that, change this to 372.17. So that's the new overnight SPY. And then ultra, I got filled at 660. What? Oh, 277.95. Sorry. 277.95. That was scary for a minute. All right. So 277.95. All right. And I'm just going to put a little note here. Greg, 1/2 position. All right. And if it comes back down, holds that V2, and then I can get in my second half at a lower price, I will. All right. So listen, this would be the time. If you have any new changes for me to update on the board, just go ahead and put it in the chat, and I will get to it, and we'll take as much time as we need to get everything straight. Just real quick, just want to remind everybody that I do teach private one-on-one lessons in the evening time via Skype. I have a 15-hour course, 5 sessions, 3 hours apiece. I think it's a really good course. I teach you everything I've learned over the last 25 years of my trading experience, everything I've learned from all my coaches and mentors as well. It costs $1,000. I think it is worth every single penny. I think it's actually worth a lot more than that. So if you've been thinking about it, you can just send me an email. Email's in the description. You can also send me a message on Twitter. And if you do, I'll reply and say, hey, let's set up just a Skype call. You can tell me a little bit about your trading. I can answer any questions you have about the course. And then when we're done with the call, you can think about it. And then, if you want to schedule the lessons in the future, you can just email me back and let me know. Okay. And then if you like today's podcast, I would certainly appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up button. It really does help build the channel, helps keep the channel around, and shows YouTube, that there's some valuable content here. All right. So that's all of that. So let's get Steve in here. AMZN. All right, so Steve got in Amazon at 322.88. 3288.96. And we're going to put this here. So that's Steve. With the 550 EMA, and the 1030 EMA cross. All right, good luck with that, Steve. And thanks for pointing out that trade. Quad says, you're right, Greg. I was so focused on our side, did not take that into account. Rookie mistake on my part. Yeah, that's the thing with the under 30, over 30. If it moves up for a while, the RSI can kind of mellow out a little bit, and it can slowly drift down. But I know your stop was under a 30 RSI, but remember that, what trumps all of that is if you hit your emergency stop, which I could just tell by looking at the chart that it did. So, yep, just remember that for next time. Okay, Jatin on Facebook. Average price now is $2.80. All right, we brought it down $2.97. Excellent. Jatin says, Apple can give a euphoric move in days to come. Highest day close. Jackson says, DKNG. Good to see you, Jax. DKNG out of second position for 0.9% loss. All right. So I'm going to get you out of that second position, and we'll leave the winning position. That is the way to do it. Boom and boom. Oh, no. I messed that up. You're out of the first position for a 41.74% profit. Awesome. Celebrating the loss. Appreciate the wins. I get excited on these fear days as it's shopping list time. That's what Dr. Elder says. Oh, you're out of the whole deal. Okay. That's exactly what Dr. Elder says. When you have sell-offs, he goes shopping. He gets ready for shopping. Okay, so DKNG is off the list. Beautiful trade, Jax. Congratulations, bud. Hey, Ava. Good to see you. THO out at break even. I love it. When I hear somebody have a break even trade, I know they're a mature trader. Getting out of break even, I think, is one of the hardest things to do because all the mind games you can play. So congratulations on that, Ava. Very proud of you. Johan is at a workhorse. If I can find it. All right, Johan is out of workhorse. He's out of TT. Oh, that's the chef one, right? The tattooed chef. What a trade. Good exit. I think that makes sense. TWOU. I also think that exit makes sense. And AYX. Yes. Gotcha, Johan. Beautiful trades, my friend. You have had some great trades, and you wrote them up like a champ. Lova says, are there days that a larger amount of institutional purchases are made, such as federal employees' payday when their tips, 401s are bought? If so, does it change strategy on those days? Yeah, I think there is actually a strategy. Maybe, I don't know if Steve's out there still, or maybe Frank, or maybe even Gary, but I know that there is some type of strategy where I think you buy, I could be wrong now, it's either the last 5 days of the month or the first 5 days of the next month because of exactly what you're talking about. Because they do the purchases for the pensions and the 401ks, but I can't remember off the top of my head if it's the last 5 days of the current month or the next 5 days of the next month. I kind of think it's the first 5 days of the next month because I think like on the 30th or the 31st or the 1st, the money comes in and then they have to put it to work. But good question, Leva. But there is something like that. I just don't know it off the top of my head. Karen, EQR. $58.91. Hey, nice entry so far, Karen. Congrats. Hope you and the cats are doing well. Man, it is blowing outside like crazy. It is so cold here. Holy smokes. I let my little doggy out. She went outside for about 5 seconds and just turned right back around. I mean, it is cold. I'm sitting here with beanies on and everything. There you go, Karen. Nice entry. Jatson says, thank you, sir. Great learning. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you, Jatson. Jatson's always so nice and polite and positive. Thank you, Jatson. I appreciate that. And I hope the same for you, and I hope the same for everyone. Anyway, am I over impressed with this chart here? You know, it's such a reoccurring pattern though. Make a top, greed goes down, make a second top, then the market comes down. Make a top, greed goes down, market doesn't go down, make a second top on the greed, then the market goes down. So, I mean, the last 4 times have been pretty good. And I would imagine right now the fear and greed is right back up here. So something to consider. Maybe I'm over impressed with this chart. Just looking at things here after hour, they're a little up, a little bit. All right. Bob says the chart scares me. I agree. I agree. It scares me too. Jackson says, buy the fear, sell the greed. Perfectly said, Jax. That's the whole thing. You know, when I studied with Dr. Alexander Elder, he asked me, he said, Greg, what is our purpose for being a trader? And I said something like liquidity. And he's like, no. He said, we are there to buy stock from people when they are manic and depressed. And we are there to sell people stock when they are manic and euphoric when it goes up. So we're there to buy stock from people who just want to bail, and we're there to sell stock to people who will buy at any price, which I have to say, in my own defense, I think when I said adding liquidity, I think that did qualify technically, I think, right? But you get the point, right? Buy the fear, sell the greed. 100%. 100%, Jax. Johan says, definitely feels like a frenzy. Yep. It feels like it. You know, I always kind of question myself regardless of what's happening because, you know, I kind of feel certain things. My nervous system feels certain things in the markets, but, you know, I always try to override it by saying, well, you don't know, you're just feeling that because maybe it's in your head. But a lot of times it turns out to be true. So I do kind of start to listen to that. And I think, you know, I have been feeling that in the market. And I think that's when I saw that chart, you know, that was some validation that my nervous system was probably sensing the right outcome. But who knows? We could go racing up, make new highs tomorrow. So it's one thing to have feelings and to have your nervous system tell you to do things, but it's another thing to just jump on in without a signal just because you're feeling, even if you've done it for a long time, like me, right? I mean, I do feel like my gut is pretty good, but I get away from my gut a lot because I'm still trying to just stick to signals. Jackson says, it feels like a frenzy depending where you get in also. So the fear is relative. That's true. That's 100% true. You know, I missed this trade on Apple today. My dang rules, man. Look at this. See this nice return to value in V2 right here? I did not take this because we washed out the low, we went down, we went down. We didn't have any sideways motion. And I was like, yeah, I'm not taking it. And look at that monster move up. So sometimes not following your rules will make you miss out. But I mean, this was nice. It was a false breakout to the downside from over here, along with the V2. I could have talked myself into it, but I didn't. But look at that. That would have been a nice cherry on top for the rest of the day trades. But yeah, we sold off pretty hard in that last half hour. The fear can be a take profit for another. That's true. You know, I think we're in the greater fool theory right now. And if you don't know what that is, people are buying at high prices. They know it's foolish to buy at these prices, but they just feel like they can buy at this price and sell to a greater fool even at a higher price. I'm not calling anybody a fool. Don't misunderstand me, right? Because I mean, this might just continue up. But in general, in the market, that's what it's called. It's called the greater fool theory. And I mean, if we look at the indexes right now, Dow Jones is at 62. So, you know, that's not super overheated. NASDAQ is at 72, and we're at the third ATR channel. We know about 95% of prices, 92% of prices fail here, but it is over the 70. So it has gone parabolic. It has held over the 70, and the S&P 65.83, although you can see on the S&P we're going higher, 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 and look at the MACD, lower, 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 lower. So there are a lot of divergences, bearish divergences going on. I'm sure Dr. Elder is watching this all with bated breath because he likes to short. Jackson says, I remind myself I'm a fool every day. But fortunately, my ability to listen to my rules is greater than listening to my foolishness. Yes, 100%. That's 100%. That's what I was talking about before, about, you know, having gut feelings about everything and still trying to follow my rules instead of just act on my gut feelings. All right, well, it is awful cold out there. I am really going to have to bundle up, and I don't know how long of a walk this is going to be because it is brutal cold. I think I'm going to have to wear a bandana over my face. It's that cold. So listen, if you could, try to go out and do something nice for somebody today. Just help them out, be pleasant, be kind, at the very least, to your fellow human beings. And also, if you could do something nice for an animal today, that would be twice as good. So one nice thing for a human, one nice thing for an animal. If we all did that every day, I think it would make the world a whole lot better place. All right. So hope you all had a good holiday, good Christmas, all that stuff I said before. And I hope you have a good rest of your day. Ava says, thank you, Greg. Always a pleasure. Thank you, Ava. Thank you for that. That's kind of you. And so, yeah, I hope you have a good rest of your day, and we will see you hopefully tomorrow. And this is a shortened week again, I believe, right? Today's the 28th. New Year's Eve is Thursday. I think we have a half day on Thursday. I think. I'm pretty sure. So that's it. Take care. Thanks for coming. If you could hit the thumbs up button, that would be great on the way out. All right. Thanks so much. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice. and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.